Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
Ooh, that was even better. I love it. And Everett, Valentina actually did say good morning. All right, I read lips. That's why. One of the things I do. Probably you guys don't know, is I read lips. Okay, so Mark 1. Back to 1997. I got my license. My first loan was originated by Mark 1 Mortgage. Randy Valverde was my loan officer. Okay? Mark's mom used to do my flyers. Okay, you remember your mom going around the office, make sure she took care of the agents, make sure that all the agents got their flyers, whatever they needed.
She only did flyers for people she liked.
Oh, even better. Okay, so you came in the office and she came out and how they're treating you, how's the loan going, so on and so forth. So that's how far Mark 1 Mortgage, is been in my life. Letty Valverde and I had a long relationship. I understand she's back with you. So here's one. Mark is obviously one of the reasons in Cerritos. There's only a few people since I started. They're still here, and the energy that he brought to this when he presented the Wealth Academy, I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed the fact that he's thinking out of the box in everything. In real estate. I mean, who else do you see bringing out a new product? I think Michael talked about, we always worry about what the Zillows are going to do and what the competition is going to do. I was telling Mike, I think it was early this week, that I attended a class and everybody was complaining about how Zillow's taking the business, or so on and so forth, and Red Brick and Blue Brick and whatever, all those companies that are coming around. Okay, but here's one agent out of the whole group said, I only do commercial, Zillow doesn't. Do you guys know that? So that's what it gives you the opportunity through this program, is through units, through multiple units in investments, is that the contact hasn't changed. I'm able to tell you the story because it wasn't about business. Mark's mom came out there and she was warm, she had cookies. She made flyers. Who was making flyers back then? Nobody. Nobody was doing that kind of stuff. So I'm very pleased and very glad that the whole circle's come around 20 years later. And here's Mark, where we going to embark and do business together. So please give him a big round of applause. They can come over and wow us like he does all the time. Come over, Mark.
It was great to see all of you. I want to let you know how much I appreciate the opportunity to spend this time with you. All right, here's what I want to start with, is to make progress on any challenge, we have to have absolute clarity on what the challenge is. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay? So here's what I'm talking about when I say that, is you need to have 100% clarity on the challenge of selling real estate. Now, statistically, I've read that 7% of the agents do 93% of the business. Have any of you heard those stats? Yeah, I have a service called Broker Metrics, and I pull numbers. And I can tell you, for the last 4 or 5 years, I've pulled this number. I wanted to know what percentage of agents close one sale a month, or 12 a year. Nobody want to guess? How many of you believe, let me throw this, how many of you believe that 10% of the agents, or less, close one sale a month or 12 a year?
Oh, 10% or less? Oh, no, it's a larger percentage.
Yeah, it's less than 10%.
It's less than that.
Oh, that close.
One sale a month or 12 a year. About, yeah. Yeah.
Less than 10% close one deal.
Yeah, 12 a year, it's less than 10% of the agents that will close one sale a month. Now, here's my point to that, okay? That tells us that real estate's a tough business, right?
Yeah.
Now, is real estate is it tough to fill out a listing agreement? Is it tough to fill out a purchase agreement? Is it tough to hold an open house? So, what is the tough part? Well,
Finding
it's
the clients.
hard part, okay? Finding the client, but if you hold an open house, there's clients coming through, right? So that's part of it, but it gets even, there's another part that's even harder.
Convincing the client to work with you.
Yeah. It's connecting with that client, right?
Showing the value.
See, here's what I want to hone in on, okay? The challenge in front of you is your ability to connect with the client. That's the hard part. And I want you to understand, see, I would bet you that 95% of the agents here and in industry, they know that's hard. But here's what they don't know is why it's hard. If you don't know why it's hard to connect with a client, what are the chances are you going to fix it?
Very good.
Not going to happen. So what we're going to start with is I need you to understand and have 100% clarity in your mind as to why is it hard to connect with clients. And then I'm going to show you how to fix it, okay? But let's talk about that for a minute. All right. You're in an open house. Client walks in, a prospect, let's call it. They're not a client yet, right? Prospect walks in. What's going through their mind about a real estate salesperson?
How much is it gonna cost me?
They want to sell me something.
Oh, yeah.
He's gonna try to convince me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, whether you're selling cars or houses, what do we all think about salespeople? What do
They're
we all
gonna
think
say
about
whatever they have to
salespeople,
say to
right?
convince
Someone
you.
knocks at your door, what do you think about a salesperson? How many of you go, oh my God, it's so great to see a good salesperson? We don't think that, right? What do we think? They're gonna be pushy. They're gonna try to persuade me to buy something I don't wanna buy because that's the only way they're gonna get paid. And I don't want any part of them. Isn't that true? Now, that's important. That's your challenge. That's why it's hard to connect. But here's the other part, is your side of it, okay? What does a realtor think? What do you think when a client walks in to, a prospect walks into an open house, we're talking prospect who you don't really know. They walk in, what's going through your mind? Someone walks in an open house, what's going through your mind? Just let's be real. It's just us, right?
Is it a real buyer or is it the neighbor?
Well, no, this is someone that's out looking, not the neighbor just,
Oh.
trying to, come in. They're not really a legit person. But someone comes in, what's going through your mind? Okay, I got a legit prospect here. I need to go to the next level to turn them into a possible client, right? Okay. Are you thinking, and I don't have the answer, this is an honest question to you. Are you thinking, I need to connect with this person? Are you thinking that? Or what are you thinking? Who wants to share? What's going through your mind? Are you thinking I gotta just give them the flyer? Are you thinking, I'll just let them go through the house and hope like hell they come back to me and say, I wanna buy it? I mean, honestly, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking, what questions do I need to ask to find out what their objectives are?
That's good. Anybody else? What's going through your mind?
Does he have an agent already?
Yeah.
Another thing would be, he has a need in his mind,
What's his need?
Yes.
I personally think, how can it be service of him?
Yeah, and we're getting to that point because we need to find out what their needs are, right? So that's important. But here's the other thing I want you to think about, okay? What do you believe about you and the value that you're bringing to the client? Now, let's think about that, okay? Let's talk about that for a minute. What do you honestly believe in your heart, in your mind, what do you believe is the core value that you're bringing to a client? Prospect walks in, they're looking, you're an open house, they don't know you, you don't know them, They walk in, you say, hey, hi, welcome to my open house. Great to see you. Here's some information on the property. What brings you out? Tell me a little bit about, so you're trying to fish for some needs, right? And trying to start a conversation. But what do you believe is the value that you're bringing to that client? Is your value your ability to fill out a purchase agreement?
Specialized knowledge.
It's the knowledge that you're bringing, but what is that knowledge? Is it, because it's more than filling out a purchase agreement, right? Anybody can do that.
The ability to lead them into the process.
Yeah. And see, here's my point. Here's why it's hard to connect with people. Is let's say on a 1 to 10, okay? 10 that you believe that you are bringing life-altering value, that you are going to change the course of someone's life in a powerful and profound way. And 1 is you know how to fill out a purchase agreement. Okay? And what do you believe about the value that you're bringing to the clients? And what do most agents believe? See, if you believe that your value is pretty much the same as every other agent, if you believe that you're pretty much bringing the same value any other agent, you're doing what every other agent can do, then how does that make you feel about how valuable you are? Does that make you feel like you're really valuable?
Nope.
Or you're highly replaceable?
Commodity.
Now, if you're in a relationship with somebody, and you and they know you're highly replaceable, what state of mind are you in?
Freaking out.
Insecure, right? To the point of sometimes groveling or even begging for the business? And here's my point, okay? This Wealth Academy journey that I started about 3 years ago, I've learned a lot about humanity. I've learned a lot about myself. I've learned a lot about agents. But I'm going to tell you the most important thing I've learned is everything's about what you believe. If you believe, and I'm telling you, this is why most of the salespeople struggle, is in their heart of hearts, they believe that they're not bringing very much value. They believe they are easily replaceable. I've done many of these presentations, and I ask the questions. I ask this question. From a consumer perspective, if we were to take a survey of 100 consumers and ask them, how difficult or how long is it going to take you to replace your realtor?
One phone
What
call.
are they going to say?
One phone call.
Easy.
Less than 5 minutes is most of what I say. I just go on Zillow and find all kinds of them, right? If consumers believe that, is that good for you?
No.
If you believe that, is that good for you?
No.
And see, here's the reality of why belief is everything. Is if they believe that and you believe that, then isn't that the reality? Then doesn't that make it true?
Yes.
That's why it's so hard to make money. Is until we change your belief. See, if you don't believe something different, what are your chances you're going to change their beliefs? 0. If you believe your value is highly replaceable and anybody can do it, you're going to struggle. Everything's going to change. So here's what I want to share with you is, here's the secret. And not just the secret to success in sales, but the secret to life. Is you got to change what you believe. So what I'm going to share with you, what I'm going to show you is what we are doing now. Who was here for the presentation I did with the consumers here 3 or 4 weeks ago? Okay. Now, did that message resonate with those people?
Yes.
And we didn't have that many people here, right? We had maybe 15 or whatever it was. But they got the message. And what was the message that they got? is that we could powerfully and profoundly change the course of their life. Right? See, the thing I want you to change, what I want you to focus, the one thing I want you to remember when we get done today is that you have the ability to profoundly and powerfully, positively alter the course of someone's life, and not just their life, their children's life. Now, if you carry that power, that ability, and you absolutely know it, see, to me, there's believing, and there's even a higher level than believing, and to me is knowing. I want you to know. Because I know, and why I'm so passionate about this Wealth Academy and what we're doing, is here's what I know. 90% of the people in this country are struggling financially. That's a fact. That's a big number, right? 5% are super wealthy, 5% are wealthy, and the other 90% are
Broke.
they're doing what they can. Some are doing better than others, but 90% of the people are not talking about leaving a legacy of wealth. And here's the honest to God truth, is you're the solution. You can make people rich beyond their wildest dreams, but you're going nowhere until you believe that. So I need you to believe that because it is true. If you don't believe it, we're going nowhere. I'm here wasting my time. Isn't that true?
Yep.
So I'm going to show you how you can change people's lives on an epic scale. Now there's about 30% of the people we can't help because they're unemployed and whatever. 10% we can help them because they're rich and they want to be richer. But I'm going to also be brutally honest with you. Most of you people here don't want any part with the top 10%. Why don't you want any part of the top 10% when they're the biggest, wealthiest clients?
You won't make more money off them.
Well, you can make a lot of money off of them. Why aren't you pursuing those top 10%? Because most of you don't believe that's your client base. They're the easiest people to sell with the information that we have here. You know why they're the easiest? Because they get it like that. They get it. They're numbers people. Okay? They get it. And you can bring an enormous amount of value, and I want you to open your mind to that market because you can get that market too. But let's talk about, there's about 60 to 70% of the people that you can bring an unbelievable value. You can change their lives in a powerful way, but we got to get you to believe that. Once you believe that, and here's, when you believe that now I want you to picture this, okay? Let's go back to that scenario. You're at an open house. People walk in. And in your mind and in your heart, you know you can change their life forever. You are the difference between their kids going to college, their kids finishing college with no college debt, them retiring with retirement income that's never going to run out, that when they leave this planet, they're going to leave their children as multimillionaires. You have that power. You are I want you, because this is real. You are that genie. You're the genie out of the bottle. You know how to make that happen. Now, if you know how to make that happen, how should you feel when the person comes in? If you have that magic formula, and I know the formula, we've just started this journey, I will show you exactly how to take anybody making $60,000 a year or more and make them a multimillionaire. That's a fact. That is true. How to create over $10,000 a month in retirement income and do these things without ever saving any money. You have that power. But if you don't believe that, what's going to happen? They're going to walk in and you're going to say, welcome to my open house, here's my flyer, look around and let me know if I can help you out. And they're going to do what?
Do that and leave.
They're going to walk around and leave.
Toss the flyer to the doctor.
But if we can get you to this place, and I can't do this, I can't change your beliefs. Who can change your beliefs?
Myself.
Just you.
You got it.
I can teach you till I'm blue in the face. But I cannot change what you believe. Only you can change that. So I'm going to show you some strategies and how we have this path. But I got to get you to this place for you to believe that you can do these things. And we will teach you this. We've got all this. We've got the presentation. I'm going to show you a lot of stuff on how we can put you in this. But we have to get you to understand how amazing the power and the life-altering value is that you're bringing to people. Okay? All right, so now, here's the formula. The formula, we talked a little bit about this before, but here's the formula. It's 4 steps. Step number 1 is you have to get someone's attention. Now, when someone knocks on your door, and we're all, as salespeople, we're also consumers. Someone knocks on your door, you open your door and you see a salesperson, at best you're going to give them 1 or 2 sentences before you say, I'm not interested, right? So here's my point. You need to have a good opening line. You have to be able to capture their interest, okay? Number 2 is you have to master a conversation. I want you to just master 2 conversations. One conversation is for renters, and the other one is for kind of the broader market. And we're going to start with that one, okay? And that's our why buy real estate conversation. Okay, so we're going to go through that process. Now, here's what's going to happen with this. Here's step 1 is you get someone's attention. Step 2 is we have a conversation. I'm going to show you the conversation. Step 3 is we get into a consultation. Now, on the consultations, there's a couple ways we can do the consultations. Is we have put these presentations, these consumer presentations, they're recorded. We have them on our website. So one of them I want all of you to watch is why, write this down, why real estate blows away the stock market.com. Why real estate blows away the stock market.com. Now here's why that presentation is important. Most people, and we're talking kind of, let's say kind of Joe middle class, the average person, they're almost all told when they get a job, we have a 401k, right? We have a 401k, sign up for the company 401k, they sign up for the 401k, and maybe they're putting 100, 200, 300, 400 bucks, whatever, and it goes in there, and where's that money go once it goes in the 401k? Stock market. So I want you to think about your clients, your marketplace, the people you're talking to. What percentage of the people you're talking to believe that the 401k is their path to financial security?
90%.
Yeah, it's easy, 90%. Joe average, Joe middle class, that's what they believe, right? Why do they believe that? Because everybody tells them, right? Everybody tells them. And yet, today, the baby boomers, that's my group, right? The baby boomers are in the worst state financially with retirement since the people of the, after the seniors after the Great Depression in the 30s. Now, the baby boomers have been relying on the 401k. 401k was created like 1978. So these people, basically through the 80s, the 90s, through the first 10 years of this century, so that's basically 38 years, right? Have been relying on the 401k or IRA for about 38 years. And it's failed, easy 80% of them, badly. Well, they can't retire. And the others that can't retire, they're going to live on whatever they've saved, and they're going to run out of money. So that's your challenge. That's their belief system. So here's, again, what's the key word about what we're talking about?
Believe.
What you believe and what they believe. So we have to change what you believe to have any chance to change what they believe.
Oh, yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
If you don't believe you can change their life, it's over. And I gotta be honest with you, if you don't believe you can change, I'd go do something else besides real estate. Because you're just gonna struggle. But you can. So we gotta get you to believe that you can alter the course of their life. Now they don't believe it. Why are they not gonna believe it? Because everybody's told them it's the 401k and the financial planner and all of that, right? So we have strategies for this to start the conversation. And now we're going to show you this this marketing piece. But we have we have 5 different strategies. This is our 6th, which is really geared mostly for the open houses. And I want you to master this because not only is this great for open houses, but this strategy is great for, let's say you're at a party. Let's say you're at a weekend barbecue or whatever. You run into someone at Starbucks. Now, what's good about real estate when you meet someone, say I'm in real estate. Real estate's an easy conversation for people to relate to. Whether they own a house or don't own a house, people like, they like to look at pretty houses, people like to talk about real estate, so that's good. But we need to take it to the next level. So let's walk through the typical open house. Someone walks into an open house. Goes something like this. Agent says, welcome to my open house. Would you please sign my book? I've got a flyer here. Here's a flyer with some information. Now, a good agent will try, I'm telling you, a lot of agents are petrified to go farther than that. They just give them a flyer and get out. Right? And then they wonder why open house don't work. But we want to go to the next level. And then
They don't ask questions.
So they ask the question, they say, you ask the question, well, so what brings you out to the open house? Now they can say, well, I'm a neighbor. But let's say their response is, well, we're just checking prices. We're looking around at houses, kind of trying to get an idea what prices are and that kind of thing. And say, okay, great. Now, what does the average agent do after that? Not much. Not much. Here's the flyer, here's the information. Feel free to look around. And if you have any questions, let me know. And they let it go. And they walk around and they say, well, what'd you think? Oh, that's nice. Thank you. Okay. And off they go. Here's where you change the conversation. Is when they come in and you ask, so what brings you out? Well, we've been thinking about buying, we rent. And so we just want to check prices. Okay, great. Why are you interested in buying real estate? Well, we think, owning would be better than renting. Great point. Okay. But why? Why is owning better than renting? See, most people don't truly know why owning is better than renting. They've been told that, just like the 401k is the way to go. And so here's the response. So, here's the reason I ask you, why are you interested in buying real estate? You see, there's basically 2 reasons to buy real estate. One, you could say, is, I need shelter. Now, the truth, though, is the reality is you don't need to buy to get shelter, right? You can rent. Here's the point, is there's only one reason for you to buy real estate. And that one reason is financial. Real estate, and the home in particular, is the fastest and safest way to build wealth. Bar none. But most people don't know that. Now, I'm going to show you how we can prove that. Okay? But I want you to wrap your mind around this, okay? As far as the value that you can bring. If you know how to bring the fastest way to grow wealth, the safest way to grow wealth and create retirement income, and can do it without them saving money, I mean, how valuable is that? Everybody wants to know the fastest, safest way to build wealth, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody. And you have the ability. And here's my point. I need you to believe this. Know this in your heart, because it is true. Because when you know it in your heart, you need to get excited. See, if someone was to kind of walk through here casually and say, you know, there's something kind of scary back there, and you just kind of walk out. Are you gonna get up and run out? You're gonna go, was it a spider?
Yeah.
What was it, right?
Well, that's it.
But if they run through here and say, there's something really scary back there, I'm getting the hell out of here, and they run out the door, what are you gonna do?
Oh, yeah, right.
You're gonna get up and run right with it, right? But you didn't see anything. Now here's my point. All of us are greatly influenced by the other person's energy.